Ciao everyone and welcome back to the analysis of the song which ranked 9th at Sanremo Music Festival 2026. I am talking about Qui con me by Serena Brancale, and we can start saying that it is a crime against humanity that it ranks so low, but we are going to talk about it at the end. So, as usual, let's start with the translation of the title. Very simply, qui con me, here with me. When asked to present the song before the festival in December, she said, I bring the most authentic part of myself. I need to tell a story, a letter to the most important person in my life. Who is this person? Her mom. But we are going to talk about more about it in a moment, because also Renzo Coveri in his analysis talk about the mother, because it is a core concept here in this song. In fact, the song is actively dedicated to her. Now, what did Lorenzo Coveri said? Well, first of all, he gave a 6.80 out of 10 to the song, which is like a bit low, I guess. Like, I would have given like a 7, but it is what it is. And he also commented, Serena Brancale, from Bari, 36 years old, singer, songwriter and multi-instrumentalist, achieved great success with the song Anima e Core, homage to Pino Daniele, with a small portion in Bari dialect presented at last year's festival. So we are talking about Sanremo 2025, and in fact we did the analysis also of this other song. Go check it out. Oh look, a disruptive cat that decided that he needs to come say hi, because Serena Brancale deserves even the attention of Rumi. Right, Rumi? Anyway, as I was saying, it had already been among the new proposals in 2015, because of course she already had a long career. But the artist came from a long experience on the jazz scene, also gaining the appreciation of a great artist like Quincy Jones, and from a funny dialect catchphrase bacala, which went viral on TikTok in 2024. Bacala is a song which, as said, went viral on TikTok in 2024, and it is all in Barese dialect, if I remember correctly. This year, Serena completely changed tone, proposing a song dedicated to her mother, Maria De Filippis, Italian-Venezuelan teacher and musician who passed away in 2020. Among the authors, the mysterious Fiat 131, who is the Calabrian Alfredo Bruno. Faced with such a painful and intimate theme, it is difficult not to be moved, so we will limit ourselves to the formal dress, which appears high and almost prayerful. So, very important this thing that she changed on. We are going to talk about it after we do the lyrics analysis, because I have some tea. But as I said, let's start with the analysis. So, we start with a verse. C'è una canzone alla radio che suona e che parla di noi, di quell'amore che resterà sempre, non passerà mai. E quando ti penso lo sento arrivare, quel brivido dentro che attraversa il cuore. In questo silenzio sento la tua voce, calma la rabbia, la sete, la fame. E non cambierà quella complicità che da bambina cercavo nei tuoi occhi e che per sempre mi accompagnerà. There's a song playing on the radio, literally that plays on the radio. And it talks about us, literally, and that is talking about us. And it's talking about what? What is it about? Of that love that will always remain. It will never go away. And when I think of you, I feel it coming. What? That shiver inside that runs through my heart. In this silence, I hear your voice. It calms the anger, the thirst, the hunger. And it won't change that complicity that as a child I search for in your eyes, and it will always accompany me. Now, I think, first of all, there is not much to say. I think that the words of the song explain themselves quite well. This song is full of metaphors and imagery, but I think that, well, if you are an adult, chances are that you lost someone you loved in your life. So I think you can understand, even with a simple English translation. Also because the one of the strengths of this song is also the melody, which really well conveys the message being passed. So, the song starts with "C'è una canzone alla radio che suona e che parla di noi." There is a song playing on the radio talking about us. I think that also given what she said during the interviews and the press conferences, that this start hints at the fact that one of the goals of Serena Brancale making this song was to communicate to the listeners to sort of carpe diem, so to take advantage of the moment, don't give and not giving the things for granted. It is a self-reference to the song, so the song on the radio is probably this song. And what Serena hoped was to reach mothers and daughters, specifically because this is her story, but you will see that the song can also be applied to parents because it's kind of neutral and vague, or generally to beloved people. And tell them to take advantage of their time together before it's too late. Because she explained that one of the regrets she has is that she gave for granted that her mom would have lived forever, sort of situation. And after she passed, she realized that she would have preferred to do one more call, to eat something together one more time, and really regretted not spending enough time with her mother, but we are going to see it in the song very easily. We have a very short chorus. E se ti portassi via da quelle stelle per cancellare il tuo addio dalla mia pelle, scalerei la terra e il cielo, anche l'universo intero, per averti ancora qui con me. And if I took you away from the stars, to erase your goodbye from my skin, I would climb the earth and the sky, even the entire universe, to still have you here with me. Again, it is a very short chorus. However, at the same time, it punches. Like, these lines are worth basically the whole song. Like, the whole song is very beautiful, but these few lines in the chorus are something else, in my personal opinion. And they are so delicate, but also they punch you right in the heart, like they hit your kokoro. So, and she's explained that the chorus for a long time was what she stopped her from bringing the song to the stage. Let's remember that all the songs brought to Sanremo Music Festival are secret. So they are new and they cannot be sung before and technically not even during the festival, exception made for authorized performances. So of course during the evening and outside the theater, when like they need to have special authorization to perform the songs even during the festival. And then after the festival, they are like, whatever, they can be performed by the artist whenever they want. So she explained that the hardest part was, in fact, the song. Not only because it is hard, like this song is much harder, technically speaking, to sing than Anima Core, for example. And it really shows how much of a professional Serena Brancale is. Like the study of the music and the voice behind the song is incredible. Like, and it's not me saying this because it's not my job, but said by people who do this job and know what they're talking about. So she explained that sure, there was technical difficulty in singing the chorus, but also because of the meaning of this part of the lyrics, she often got blocked in singing them. And to be fair, understandably so. Then we have a second verse. E ti parlo come se mi stessi accanto. 2 gocce d'acqua non si perdono nel mare mai. E poi guardami, ma quanto ti assomiglio nelle mani e nell'amore che mettevi ogni volta nelle cose. Ed ogni giorno era sempre da festeggiare. Sono anch'io così. Noi così simili. And here we have a beautiful description of how Serena Brancale sees her mother. And I talk to you as if you were right next to me. 2 drops of water never get lost in the sea. And then look at me. How much do I resemble you? How much I am like you? In the hands, in the love that you always put into things. And every day was always a celebration. I'm like that too. We, so similar. Repeated 2 times. So here we have a metaphor saying that 2 drops in the sea. So of course, like here we're talking about, in this case, mother and daughter, but of course it can be other pairs of people. Almost made of the same substance, and even in what we could think the world or the existence, they don't get lost. They do not lose each other. And they stay somehow linked. Then we have the chorus, but it is exactly as before. However, after we have a variation of the chorus which changes for only one line, which is this one. So, the normal chorus is: e se ti portassi via da quelle stelle per cancellare il tuo addio dalla mia pelle. And then the 3 lines. The variation says: e se ti portassi via da quelle stelle, ti stringerei forte anch'io, ora e per sempre. And if I took you away from those stars, I would hold you tight too, now and forever. And then the song ends with an outro, very short, but where we, musically speaking, we have the climax, because she's reaching the higher notes with the last line of the verse. Quanta vita ruba il tempo, oltre i limiti ti sento, so che sei ancora qui con me, con me, con me. How much life time steals, beyond the limits, I feel you. I know you are still here with me, with me, with me, which is the title of the song. Now, it's tea time. I have new glasses. Now I have like glasses in 10 different shades. Anyway, so what is the tea? Okay. First of all, when was the song written. She explained that she wrote the song because, little note, Serena Brancale is an incredible musician, but also a songwriter. So it means that she's the author of her music and also the lyrics. So she explained that she wrote Anima e Core. She wrote the song during Anima e Core tour, which happened around June of last year, 2025. And she explained that the reason why it took so much time to release the song was because of the difficulty with the chorus, because it had very hard emotional impact on her. And she also precised that she doesn't want people to just see this as a sad song with a sad message, like, oh my god, I lost my mom. No, she explained that actually this wanted to be a liberation song, a happy song. So the way she used music to overcome the trauma of losing her mom. So, why was she so attached to her mom? Well, because she explained that the only person, and this is also why she thought about writing, she got the inspiration to write the song during last year tour. Because she said that her mom was the only person who wanted her success as much as her. So, like, who wanted the success as much as Serena, her daughter. She died also quite young because the mother died only 6 years old, and she died 6 years ago. So of course it took quite some time for Serena to recover, and one might say that this is not something you will ever actually recover. You just learn to live with it, so you accept it, but it's not as really overcome it. It's something you are always going to bring with you. So, who was the mother? Besides what we already said, well, she had a music school. It is one of the reasons why Serena and Nicole is Serena's sister, play instruments. In fact, Serena is a singer, Nicole is a orchestra director. When they were younger, the mother really insisted for them to play an instrument, so Serena picked the violin while the sister picked the piano. And then Serena switched to singing, which was like also enabled by the fact that having the piano at home, she explained it was a little bit easier. She started singing quite late, as in taking song lessons, because she started at 18 years old. Generally, you start when you are younger, but don't give up, guys. If you want to take your singing lessons, don't worry, whatever age you are at, you can do this. So, what was like the controversy about this song? Well, first of all, it's ridiculous that last year, in 2025, a song pretty much with the same theme, but much far more scarce, got not only the 5th place, but also the award for the best lyrics. I know Qui Con Me got some award, but the fact that I told you, in my opinion, the best lyrics, the best award, the award for the best lyrics should have gone to Stella Stellina, but also Qui Con Me, I would say, okay, I get it. Also because, as I said, last year, same theme, worse music, worst lyrics, because here the lyrics are not as long, but they are very efficient. In few lines, the message passes smooth as oil. So, my point is, last year, a worst song, lyrics-wise, a worst song, music-wise, ended up in top 5 and won the Best Lyric Award. Magically speaking, this year, Serena Brancale, 9th. How? Some people are going to say that Sanremo has this thing to favor old male singers, which is somewhat true. They objectively have it easier. But also there is a lot of nepotism, we could say. It's like not really nepotism, but basically you have the Lyrics Award, which is given by the press. And the press, of course, has links with certain singers more than others. Fedez and Marco Masini won this award because they were Fedez and Marco Masini, not because the lyrics were actually good. Because, again, last year, war song, same point, it won, magically speaking. Anyway, then another, and this was a little bit of drama on its own. Then Serena Brancale got criticized. Why? Because people didn't like that she changed from anime core. Because Serena Brancale said, I am polyedric. Like, if I want, I can be the person who sings Baccalà, says a lot of swear words, and I am the same person who makes the song Anima Core and we all go dancing, the same who makes the summer song Serenata. We talk, except the Baccalà because it's only in Barese, so it's not my dialect chat, so it's a bit hard for me. But we talked about Anima Core and we talk about Serenata. And she said, this time I wanted to do something different. And she did it. Something very different in style, in theme, in the way she was dressing, in the way she had her hair, like really different. But she's always the same artist, and that is okay, because a person is not a 2D character. People are nuanced, and so are artists. An artist can make you the hee hee ha ha summer song, but also a song punching you right into the guts and making you cry your soul out. She said it like, this year I wanted to cry. And in fact, one of the criticism was also like, oh, but she was out of tune during the first night. The performance was Guys, what can I tell you? Criticize people for having emotions and being authentic. Because she said it like, this year I didn't want to be the summer song person. I wanted to be a piece of my soul. I wanted to bring a piece of me, a piece of my authentic me, a piece of my trauma to the stage. And people criticize her because, well, she did exactly what she wanted to be, so be authentic. Like, she said it, she explained it. It was very hard for her to sing this song, because the chorus is not only technically difficult, just like the end, but also the what's behind. Of course, it's very heavy for her. It's very difficult for her, and it's it it makes me explode, the fact that we had some songs that were supposed to be about trauma, to be authentic, and their way flat, like a piadina. If you don't know what a piadina is, it's flatbread. You can go check it out on Google. And then you have someone who really brings the authentic part of themselves, who is struggling with a song which is technically difficult, and you're like, she was out of tune. It's like, yeah, no shit, she was out of tune. whatever. Like, it's the paradox of wanting authenticity by performers, but then when these performers are authentic, they are bringing a part of them on the stage. So they are no, you can never be fully emotionally prepared for something like that, and so they are not perfect, and people complain. hypocrisy at its finest. So we had that, like, and like she was shaking, her eyes were like teary, she was humane. She was humane, and it's like, oh, she was out of tune, like, whatever, man, whatever. So then what else? Also, there was a mini Maestro Gate because so this year we had a little bit of discussion on linguistic matters. So we said it other times. In Italian, we have an issue with job job names, job titles, because we have some job names being only masculine. It is quite relevant in music because in music the director of the orchestra is called maestro or direttore d'orchestra. Now, grammatically speaking, we have two options for this. If the director of the orchestra is a woman, you can use the male term, the grammatically male terms, as neutral. So maestro in this case is grammatically masculine, but it can refer to women and men. So you use it as neutral. It's just the gender of the noun, which is relevant grammatically speaking. But meaning-wise can be female maestro or male maestro. Maestra exists in Italian and there is a whole debate about it. Why? Because maestro, masculine, can be the orchestra director but can also be the teacher. Okay, because maestro and maestra mean teacher, and it is usually the title given to people teaching until elementary school, because then starting with middle school and higher, you become professore or professoressa, while until elementary you are maestro or maestra. Maestro, masculine, however, generally also capitalized, is the director of the orchestra. Since for a long time the majority of people being orchestra directors were men, only maestro was used. So many people say, oh, maestro can be the teacher and the orchestra director, but the feminine maestra can be only the teacher. Of course, certain women complain about it because it's unfair, and well, technically we can argue that it is, and so they are being asked to being called maestra or direttrice d'orchestra. With direttrice, direttore d'orchestra, there is a little bit less of discussion because they are more used, exactly, also because direttore and direttrice just mean male and female directing something. In fact, also, for example, the principal of a school is direttore or direttrice because it directs, it manages the school. You also have direttori d'azienda. Any case where you manage something in Italian can be also named direttore masculine or direttrice feminine. Now, what is the point? That during the Sanremo Music Festival, we had multiple women being orchestra directors. And we had some directors who wanted to be called with the feminine, so maestra and direttrice d'orchestra. But we also had other people, other director or other orchestra directors, like Nicole Brancale, the oldest sister of Serena Brancale, using the masculine as how can I say, as neutral. Okay, so Nicole Brancale wants to be called maestro and direttore d'orchestra because she is from the side taking maestro and direttore d'orchestra as neutral term, masculine only gender-wise, but not for the meaning related to the person. Now, what is the problem? Grammatically speaking, there is no problem because the Accademia della Crusca accepts both Nicole version and the other women directors as well. So you can use both, grammatically speaking. The problem is very few times the problem is grammar. Generally, the problems come from people. So what is the problem? That generally you have people like Nicole complaining about the others who don't like trying to force on them a certain terms, and then you have the other side saying that people like Nicole enforce masculist and patriarchal bias, because the idea is that all the women should use the same like to push for the feminine variants, and every time they choose not to, they are helping enforcing the bias that a maestro or direttore d'orchestra can be only a man. Now, here there is no right answer. Linguists wrote pages and pages, sociolinguists wrote pages and pages about it. There is a part of sociolinguists saying that the change needs to come from the people and cannot be enforced from higher positions with the language onto people, but it is the people who need to evolve the language by themselves. While there is another school of thought saying that by introducing certain terms, like in Italian, the feminine of certain professions, we help fighting against stereotypes. Now, in sociology, it's always hard to tell and exactly determine what is the solution. So I can only propose the two school of thoughts. Generally, I am of the idea that forcing things on people is never a good idea. So generally, if a director, an orchestra director wants to be called maestra or direttrice d'orchestra, no problem, I would call her maestra or direttrice d'orchestra. Just like for someone like Nicole Brancale who wants to be called maestro or direttore d'orchestra, I'm like, you do you. Like, for me, it's really no problem, because you might say, oh, but because if you keep the masculine, it's sexist. It's also true that if you how can I say, if you take away the gender, so you keep the grammatical gender, but you do not associate a gender, a person gender, to the term, you can use it as neutral, so you also solve a bit the problem for the non-binaries, because I'm not gonna lie to you, we have maestro and maestra, or direttore and direttrice d'orchestra, but we don't have the gender neutral version, so again, there isn't one solution solving all the issues. So there was that. Also, like, cute fun fact, talking about the fact that Serena Brancale can be multiple things all together. She released recently also another beautiful song alongside with other two singers. We are going to talk about one of them later on in the analysis, because one of the co-singers of this song is Levante and the other one is Delia. Delia is one of the two singers who performed during Cover Night with Serena Brancale, and after Sanremo Music Festival she released this song with Delia and Levante called Il mio paese. I really recommended it, which describes a little bit how people feel coming back to South Italy, because there is a whole cultural matter behind it, because many people are forced to leave the south and then they can come back every now and then to see the family and go back home. But like, this is another song. Let me know if you want me to add it to the list. So, because yes, I still have the list, I just have to finish Sanremo Music Festival first. Anyway, that said, I hope you enjoyed the analysis of Qui con me by Serena Brancale. It is an injustice that she ranked only 9th. This Sanremo Music Festival was full of crimes against art. That said, let me know in the comments what you think about this song. If I forgot something, if you know some if you have some more tea about this song or what happened with this song at during the festival or after. That said, grazie everyone for watching and arrivederci.